Hey, folks, it is us. It is Sako and the Moon Horror Podcast. And it is Thursday, which means, oh,
It means O, the letter O, which is
the
the
letter O. Yeah.
15th letter
My
of the
audio,
alphabet.
I had the YouTube open and it autoplayed, yes. Um, we are reviewing Hellraiser,
Hmm
1987. 87. Wow.
Side note, I was 4 in 87. I was 4 years old.
I was 5.
So this is literally a movie of our childhood. However, I realized while watching this, I never fully watched Hellraiser until
Oh,
just now.
really?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's one of those movies where I think this is one of those movies that fits into the category of you hear so much about it, you feel like you practically watched it. There's the creature that's riding
You've
down.
seen the Cenobites,
You've
like,
seen this in the
are
bites. You know Pinhead. The scene where they're pushing the cart down the little scary hallway while she's in the hospital.
mhm.
Um, I've seen that scene discussed in like movie fails. Um,
uh
because if you watch that, and we're going to get into that with production, but because I already mentioned it, if you watch that scene, so she's in the hospital and the wall opens and she runs through the wall. The little creature's there and it's coming at her. In that first scene where you see it coming at her, you can see the trolley it's sitting on.
Brilliant.
So like it's the whole thing: the shadow, the bars, the wheels, the everything. You see the trolley it's sitting on. It looks like it's just a creature on the trolley being pushed towards a girl, which is what it is in reality, but that's not movie magic. Um, and I knew that. So it's like I've seen these scenes, but I've never actually watched the story play out.
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm a little disappointed in this movie, only because it just didn't live up to my expectation. But we'll get into that as we
Oh,
go and break this in. Right. Because again, I feel like I've seen it. And then when I
you
actually
heard
see
all
it,
the hype.
and it's
Yeah.
just like it doesn't line up. But I'll discuss
The
all this
later movies kind of like ramp it up. But yes, if you went in with high expectations, yeah,
not even
it's
high expectations. I came in with a preconceived notion of what the movie was.
mhm.
I was wrong. So there's a
Mm.
small feeling of like disappointment there.
Oh.
And it's weird because it's like, mm, it's just like, what am I supposed to do? Also, my computer's yelling at me and saying that Chrome is bad.
Chrome is bad, okay?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, so we use this rhetoric to judge our movie. We use a 4-star system.
Posta.
Theme is a star, production is a star, writing is a star, and characterization is a star. So within each uh, category, there are like 3 subcategories that kind of get the
Mm-hmm.
conversation started. So yeah, let's get
And
into
let's,
theme.
which we're probably going to change soon. We're going to probably change themes soon. We're gonna reevaluate this judge metric. Everything else
Yes.
works out fine, but theme always seems hit or miss. There's nothing really concrete. Because what is the theme of this movie? It's don't play with a puzzle box and watch out for your weird Uncle Frank.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
the like don't marry for money, maybe. I don't know. Like make sure your wife is really into you. I'm not your
Uh,
brother.
yeah, or something.
What do you guys like?
Paying your debts.
I guess. Well, what
As
debts?
well, Frank there had debts to the Cenobites.
He was the debt. He
Mm-hmm.
escaped. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't owe them money. He was owed to them.
His soul is
Yeah,
owed to them, in which case,
and he
yeah.
and he just this movie's so weird. So strange.
I loved it.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad movie. I'd watch it again tomorrow. I'd watch Hellraiser too,
I was
and
thinking of watching Hellraiser too. Yeah.
it's just like, but I'm like, all right. Like the big bad in this movie, like when you hear about it, are the Cenobites. I mean, I
Hmm.
put it on the graphic. You see it on the cover of the movie. It's the Cenobites. The Cenobites are like,
A bit part.
if that. Like I don't necessarily like sweet treats, but if I went to the store and bought something called Cenobites, that was more prevalent to my day than these Cenobites were. Like they just fill in the blank.
Hmm.
Like, what's the supernatural thing that's gonna get you? The Cenobites. They
The
weren't
Cenobites.
even they
Yeah.
weren't even that treacherous. That was weird. Like the teethy guy,
Yeah.
and then big blobby dude with the glasses. He was too cool though. He was like 80s cool. He was kind of like Jane from Daria, kind of cool, like artsy cool with the little glasses.
I guess.
Like I feel like that's what he was going for. Like
Mm.
they seemed cool actually. He's just like
We'll get more into that, I think, when we start getting into production.
I guess.
But um,
I suppose so, as they said so many times in this movie.
I, yeah, I loved the um how it was mundane at first, and then it gets down to the load bearing bad guy.
Like this movie.
Hey,
Like
load bearing bad guys are a thing. Like, I mostly got it from video games, but it happens in movies too.
we're talking about Frank
Um,
or Julia.
yes,
Because I feel like the truest bad guy is Julia.
is Julia.
The worst person in this movie is Julia.
Because she was the most mundane and also kind of the caveat, not caveat, kind of the gateway to Frank and his plot.
She was the go between, yeah.
Yeah, between the two worlds.
I feel like we should start doing the writing section first so I can like tell what the movies are about. And then we can everything else will make more sense as we're getting into it.
Well, let's do it that way. Okay, so
We should
tell
we should
the
start we should start
story. We'll
so
start
this
with the summary. We'll start with
so
the summary.
when the movie first starts, you meet Frank talking to an Asian dude buying a box. The box that you know is of this movie. So he buys the box, goes home, fiddles with the box, opens the box, disappears. His brother and his brother's wife, this is Larry and Julia, show up to the house. Apparently, this is a house that Frank used because their parents had it. Mom's, passed, and now Larry has the house. He's going to move into it. He's got to convince Julia. He convinces Julia. Now they're moving in. She sees Frank's stuff, sees a picture of Frank and some girl, a series of Frank and some girl in compromising adult positions, and gets angry and rips the girl out of the picture. You're like, what? Um, then we're introduced to some of our characters. We're introduced to Larry, to Julia, Larry's daughter, Kirsty, and Kirsty's boyfriend, Steve, eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then Larry cuts his hand in the most ridiculous way possible. Rando nail on the wall.
Nail, yeah.
And just horror movie style cuts his hand. But again, it's a horror movie, so I guess, and bleeds so much and just like drips blood in the same room that Frank disappeared. Next thing you know, Frank starts to bubble under the ground. Weird, but okay. Story progresses. Frank comes back, sees Julia, and we get some flashbacks and realize that Julia and Frank had an affair. She truly loves Frank. This is Larry's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Story progresses. Frank is like, Julia, I'm coming back to life, but I need more blood. So you need to kill bitches and bring them to me so I can have their blood. She's like, I got you, because I'll do anything for love, but including that. Meatloaf had no idea what he was talking about. So yeah, story progresses, and while Larry's at work, she's bringing dudes back home and killing them so that Frank can get the blood and come back to life. She's
like 4 times over.
Yeah. Now, one of these times, Kirsty shows up, sees her sneaking a dude into the house, is like, ooh, this bitch. Because mind you, this ain't her mama. This is her stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, ooh, this bitch. And then she goes in the house, shit ensues, and then she like confronts them, sees Frank, who starts creeping up on his daughter or his niece. Gross. Like, who goes to your niece and go, come to daddy? Like, that's, ooh, don't do that. That's so weird. That's all weird. Weird. All kinds of weird. So then she leaves, goes to the hospital, and encounters the puzzle box, fucks around with it, opens it up, sees the Cenobites. The Cenobites want her. So she's like, whoa. You don't really want me, do you? You want Frank. It's like, I mean, maybe. It's like, if I can give you Frank, will you spare me? They're like, probably. We suppose. We
have such wonders to show you.
And then she brings him back to the house. Shit ensues. Frank steals Larry's skin, and then Kirsty sets him up. The Cenobites get Frank. C'est la vie. I will say, favorite part of the movie is I think Frank's last words were, Jesus wept. Which is a phrase I use all the time, having never seen this movie before. But now I am reinvigorated to use the words Jesus wept so much. Side note, the hey, for the trivia that we're doing or not doing,
we'll do it here in a minute.
You need to save it? I'll save. Oh, I have a trivia that I discovered in the process.
Okay, let's get into it.
Well, like, that's the writing. Well, we gotta give stars. We're passing things up. We're not getting stars out. So let's talk about the writing, and then I know that didn't even make sense. It's like, Jesus wept. I'm about to die, and that's weird. So weird that he did that.
Mm-hmm.
So the dialogue was 80s. It's an 80s movie, so
Mm-hmm.
The plot. Note how much of the plot I discussed that had nothing to do with Cenobites or the puzzle box.
Yes, correct. It has to do with Frank and Christy.
This has everything to do with unhappy wife finds her in process reincarnated lover / brother-in-law, mm-hmm. and murders other people in order to bring him back to life. That is the plot of this movie.
But she doesn't want to give Larry.
Yeah, pure guilt. And that's because, like, hey, I'm going to leave you for your brother. I can at least leave you alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm smashing your brother. I can at least leave you alive. Like, hey, don't kill your brother. I feel guilty about it. Like, I'm perfectly fine cheating on him and murdering these other dudes, but don't kill your brother. That's where we draw the line. Steal his skin and kill him? Sure, we can do that, but we can't. Don't kill him while he's on top of me. I guess that's really what the thing was. It was like, don't kill him while he's on top of me. So I feel like that was very selfish. Just ultimately very selfish. That's what it is. Yeah. It was less don't kill him. It was more don't kill him on top of me.
Yeah.
I got enough blood on my hands. I don't need it on my body to, like.
Why did she have blood on her shin?
Splatter from hitting them with, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, Christy. Yeah, like she, like towards the end of the movie, she had blood on her.
I think Frank touched her with bloody hands.
Oh, maybe.
I think that was just a transfer from that. Yeah.
Okay.
I have no other comments about this writing.
Okay, well, let's talk about some.
Well, we gotta grade it.
Well, we're reorganizing how we tell the story, so.
Well, if we're going to talk about the section, we still gotta give it a star, or not.
On the theme, or
on the writing? On any of them? I don't know. We're figuring it out.
Figuring it out.
Hey guys, you are live watching a Sako and the Moon horror podcast movie review meeting where we're discussing how we're going to grade these movies from here on out. Yeah. Because Hellraiser is a quirky ass movie, and I feel like to understand anything else, you have to kind of get what the plot is. So we're going to start doing that first, which is cute. But do you want to grade the theme first, or do you want to grade the writing? I can grade both of them right now.
Okay, grade both of them right now.
All right, cool. As far as the writing is concerned, it was a perfectly fine movie-ish.
The dialogue was, you were absolutely right. It was 80s style.
But my real issue, and this I guess is really more of a characterization thing. My real issue, but it fits here, and I'll tell you why. My true issue is the homeless guy. Mm-hmm. The absolutely 100% completely pointless homeless guy.
Who turned into a
Skeledragon.
Yeah. And snatched the box and flew off to India to give.
He just cacawed the box away. Like, completely pointless. Like, I didn't need.
They were trying to open it for the sequel.
Like, we can. There are so many better ways. First of all, no, it was pointless. It was absolutely pointless. This character was truly pointless. Mm-hmm. I challenge anyone to tell me and convince me I'm a fair guy. Hold on. I got to do this at least once an episode. I like to believe I'm a fair guy. So if anybody can like literally message me and convince me the homeless guy was not a completely worthless character, I encourage you to do so. You can comment here on this video. You can email me and just have the subject Hellraiser. That's fine. You can email me at dlhearnwrites@gmail.com. I don't care. I really want someone to try to convince me that this character was not incredibly pointless. And to Stephanie, the guest that suggested this video, I double encourage you to like comment on the video, email me, email the show. I would love to know your thoughts on the homeless character. Just him. Everybody else is fine. Steve is.
Well, we don't know that he's homeless. We just know that he's a.
Well, I don't see him at his house, and he's dirty and living on the street.
We don't know he's living on the street.
Well, that's where we find him.
Well, we find him in the pet shop.
He creeped. Let's open it. Homeless people go into pet shops all the time, especially if you're going to eat crickets.
Especially if you're going to eat crickets. Yeah.
Because
or
Jesus
Peter
wept.
mice. Yeah.
Right. But we see him in some like alley, and then we see him in like a giant field with like what was the 80s depiction of like homeless camps with the random fires burning.
Oh, that was supposed to be the house, I think, and what was left of the house.
Not convinced. There's a comment. There's a comment, and the ex not convinced. No, that the Cenobites are uncanny enough, and they should be more primary. The fact that the box is a lot is like, you know what? If you wanted to show me that this story was going to continue, you could have had the Cenobites take the box. You could have had like shown Kirsty and Steve walk away from the fire, and the fire just burn out and everything burned down around it except for the box. And then someone else shows up and finds the box in amongst the ashes and pawns it. And if you pawn it for money, especially if it's already an established homeless camp, because what homeless camps look like in the 80s, if you already have that established, then any homeless guy can see this thing of gold, think it's going to have value, go pawn it. And then you just show the second movie, someone going into that same pawn shop, buys the box. Now you have a sequel. Especially if it calls out to them. So again, the homeless guy, completely pointless.
Maybe actually, he's a repeat character in other movies.
You know who else is a repeat character in other movies and subsequent sequels?
The Cenobites.
In Evil Bong, the delivery guy makes it all the way to the last episode, the last movie in the series, which is like 8 or 9 movies. He makes it all. The random delivery guy who's there for like a minute, and a literal minute in the first movie, makes it all the way to the end of the series.
Yep.
So yeah, that's also a repeat character.
Did you just pull out an long lunchbox?
Yes, I did. I went to Spawn a Scarefest, and there was a vendor, and when I was standing at the booth of good friends of the show, Dan and Eva from Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva, who are going to be starting their new season 5, in just a couple of weeks at the Imaginarium.
Yep.
So if you're anywhere close to,
it's going to be a big whoop. The debut is discussing Ireland being the new Transylvania.
Yeah. So if you're anywhere near the Louisville area and you would like to see Sako and the Moon live, not necessarily the show, but maybe the show. Who knows? We know.
But you want
to meet, if you ever want to meet me and Sako, you can see us at Imaginarium, July 17th to 19th at the Holiday Inn Louisville East, in just a couple weeks. You'll also be able to see the debut of season 5 of Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. They're going to be doing that premiere episode live. They are going to be discussing whether or not Ireland is the new Transylvania, and they're going to have Dacre Stoker, yes, of that Stoker family, with them in that discussion, and they'll be sharing their the sequels to their vampire novels.
Yes,
A Hellish Fury and Sins of a Sire, I think, is Dan's sequel.
I'm not
Dan,
sure.
if I got that wrong, I apologize. It was an impromptu plug for Imaginarium and our great friends Dan Klefstad and Eva Patrice. So if you're not going to make it to Imaginarium, you can look up Dan Klefstad and Eva Patrice on Amazon, and you can purchase their books, maybe even pre-order the new ones. Anyway, so So yeah, I saw the vendor. They had that on the shelf. I was just like, ha ha! I have to own that lunchbox. So I got that lunchbox.
Yes, you did.
I thought I told you about that.
Yes.
And I only got it because we
No,
reviewed them
you
on the
didn't.
show. We reviewed this movie on the show. And it
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
weirdest review. So also go back after you like and share this video with your lovely friends. Go back and watch the review for Evil Bong that we did. It was fantastic. The movie's so ridiculous. Anyway, homeless guy, completely pointless. But there's nothing against the writing here. I can give it a star for writing.
I can give it a star for writing, especially for its time. And
yeah,
it was only an hour and a half. So
yeah,
like,
good movie length. Good movie length.
Especially again for its time, like.
It was good. I think my real issue has to do with the hype that I got from everybody else about this movie over time, and that's not really the movie's fault. That's everyone else's fault for inaccurately telling me what the movie's about. So yeah. Now, if we wanted to judge and critique theme, it's kind of like default 80s horror, for being completely honest. There really isn't a theme.
It's Clive Barker. Like, what do you...
Or don't be a greedy bitch fucking your brother-in-law.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's the theme. Maybe that's the message that this movie's giving.
Maybe so.
Otherwise, I got nothing but fun trivia. So there's a song. Trying to remember what song that is. Is it Devil's Work? Or is it... Yes, Devil's Work. So Slycon 9, a band, they had a new album recently, and they have a song called Devil's Work. And the music that plays when the Cenobites show up is the intro to Devil's Work. Great song, by the way.
No kidding, really?
Yeah, I'd play it for you, but obviously YouTube.
Yeah.
So I would play it, obviously YouTube. So yeah, there's...
So I have...
9 uses it for Devil's Work.
I have some trivia.
Go for it.
So, during an interview, Doug Bradley described hell as a prison. The Cenobites are the prison guards. Pinhead is the warden. The puzzle box is the key to the prison cell, and the demons are escaped inmates.
Sure. Because again, the real big bads in this movie aren't the Cenobites. It's not Cool Glasses, Pinhead, Throat Girl, and Evil Dentist. They aren't the bad guys. I don't know if that's their official names, but we're gonna go with it. The real big bads are Frank and Julia.
Frank and Julia.
And can we, like, in a movie, can we really trust anybody named Frank?
Hey, I know, like, some very nice Franks.
I said nothing about real life. I said in movies. Can we really trust a Frank? Outside of, like, Bruce Willis plays a Frank. And I think Red.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, I don't fully trust him.
When Clive Barker first showed the film to his mother, she cried tears of joy seeing her son's name in the opening credits. He leaned over and whispered that this would be the happiest she would be for the next 2 hours.
That's pretty cool. That's sweet. I'll say something, like when you're able to watch a movie and you see your name on the credits, like that's...
So
that does touch.
Yeah.
It's very touching.
In the grand scheme of things, I suppose. So Andrew Robinson, who played Frank, ad-libbed a lot of his character's dialogue, including the line, "Enough of this cat and mouse shit." He also conveyed Clive Barker to replace the scripted line "fuck off" at around 22 minutes with "Jesus wept" from the King James Bible.
Points for Jesus wept. This cat and mouse shit, my least favorite line.
Yep.
It was my least favorite line in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Enough of this cat and mouse shit. I'm like, were you really playing cat and mouse? Like, this wasn't really cat and mouse. But, all right, Frank.
The term Cenobite is a word meaning a member of a communal religious order. The Hellbound Heart specifies that they are members of the Order of the Gash. The text also refers to them as hierophants.
Cenobites are little cinnamon treats that you get from miscellaneous restaurants. That's
Like
a Cenobite.
Anne's has Cenobites.
That's a Cenobite. It's like like this big, and they're fluffy and like the good kind of doughy, and then like covered in cinnamon sugar.
Doug Bradley has been credited in some Hellraiser films as an assistant makeup artist because of all his eventual skill at application and removal of the pinhead appliances and costume.
Post that last comment there real quick.
Oh, hold on.
That deserves credit. That deserves recognition.
Yep, brilliant.
Now, if you go to one of the little stands in the mall, if you still have malls where you are, and you're like, hey, what can I get you? I'm like, I heard you have such sights to show me. And someone automatically hands you a Cenobite, like that person should be your best friend from that point on. I'd be willing to like hand that person $5, which is like 25 cents in real life money. But like, I would be willing to just be like, you're cool for knowing that reference. Here's $5. Have a great day. I'd walk away.
Okay, so theme. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place.
Does it need a theme? Because it sure the fuck doesn't have one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
And the pacing for a horror movie was good. I mean, okay,
we had enough good stuff to that works, I suppose, as a theme. Yeah, you know what?
Did
I'm gonna go with it.
Writing a star?
Yes, we did. You know what? This is Andy. Am I correct? Am I getting this person correct? The commenter.
This is Andy. Yeah.
I thought so. Hello, Andy. See, I'm learning. That I'm willing to accept this as a theme.
Yes.
This is why I don't like preconceive my votes and stuff. I'm willing to take this be careful what you desire as the theme of the movie. If I can accept that, I'm willing to give it a star for a theme. This will convince. I told you, you got to convince me in real life. I'm willing to change my vote. I'll give it a star for that. If this is a viable theme, and I agree that it is, because Julia desired Frank, and Frank killed her. Frank desired life, lost it, and Larry wanted a wife that loved him. He didn't get that either. So be careful what you desire. I know that last one was kind of dark, but I'll go with it. Yeah, I'll change my vote. I'll give it a star for theme.
Okay.
Now the question is, do you give it a star for theme? If you're still a no, it's a half star for the score.
I like the hellish theme. Like, was, let's go with production, I think.
It's at least another half star. Let's not go think about it. We're at least at
Let
one
me
and
think
a
about
half
it.
star. We're at least at 1.5 stars. We might bump it to 2. If she gives a half star for theme, we'll bump it to 2. Let's get into production.
My system is lagging.
They'll get there. They'll get there. We're on production. So we discuss art direction, cinematography, and makeup and props. Now, it's viable for me to mention the trolley on the bad guy, the monster, and seeing it in the final film. That was an editing issue. That was a props issue. That's a cinematography issue. I think Sako was trying to figure out what. There it is. Ayo.
Is it?
Is it what? It was up. It finally showed up. It's
I
gone
can't
now.
see shit. Okay.
Oh, well, screw it. It's fine. We're on production either way. We just got the art direction, makeup and props, and cinematography. And like I said, with that particular scene where Kirsty's in the hospital because she passed out, I guess, and the people came over her. They're like, "Are you okay?" And then she ends up in a hospital room. She fiddles with the puzzle box. It opens, the wall opens, and a creature comes at her. You see the dolly, you see the whole rig, and it was just poorly done. But again, everyone knows about it. I knew about it going in. So it's almost unfair to hold it against the movie, but at the same time, it's there. Everything else fits. It's like Hollywood standard for late 80s. The wardrobe was 100% 80s. The fancy dress of middle class white family. This is what they wore. This is this was them. Particularly upper middle class. This is what they wore, and it fit. That's what the houses look like. Those stained glass windows were ugly. But this is also the era of wood paneled walls. Some of your grandmothers still have it on their walls. Everything kind of fit. Now I have no.
I don't know if it's going away.
It's probably on a timer.
I don't know.
It might be on a timer. I've done that where I've clicked the timer by mistake and put a timer on it. So like after 10 or 20 seconds, it just goes off. Happens. Otherwise, I don't have anything in particular to say about the production. Nothing stands out. I do like the costuming for the gore effects.
The gore effects were cool.
Those were good. So if I'm going to give it kudos for anything, it's all the gore effects. Frank, in his progressive reformation, the stages of Frank, I think those were done very, 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 very well. I like Almost Frank the best. Like when Frank is almost human, I like Almost Frank the best. So props on that. What are your thoughts on the gore makeup, particularly because that's your thing, the blood?
The blood. Holy shit, my system is lagging so hard. Let me see if I can do some things.
Live TV show. It's a live TV show. Do.
Okay.
I mean, you might be lagging for you. You're not super lagging for me. Like I see you moving and I can hear you just fine. So.
Okay.
So, your thoughts on production?
My thoughts on production, I mean, it's pig's blood. Which is better than corn syrup, but
I suppose.
it coagulates naturally.
I'd
The
rather use
blood,
corn syrup if you're going to use it by someone's face. But again,
the blood on the face was not believable.
you're the blood
It doesn't
spurt.
stay pink. It doesn't stay pink. It turns brown.
Yeah.
So, the, if we're being nitty gritty about the blood, there are places where they do it well, and there are places where they do it pretty terribly.
So, how does that affect your overall opinion of the gore makeup and essentially the special effects?
The gore makeup I thought was okay. Like the
Rib
shredding of
skin
the
on the
face
face?
was okay. The gash in the hand, okay. Um, I'm inclined to think that I would give it for the makeup design for the Cenobites.
Love the Cenobites costume. All of them.
All of them.
Teethy guy. I love that shit. Mr. Chomp Chomp. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. Mr. Chomp Chomp. Love the guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And Mr. Cool Glasses. I could call him Mr. Cool Shades. Nah. Cool Glasses.
And then the non-binary, the
Yeah.
female of the group, I think. But
The
had a male.
non-binary sort of female presenting member of the group. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought the designs were really well executed.
Enough to look similar, but also very distinct from each other.
Yeah. They were obviously of this order of the gash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, based on the Cenobites and most of the gore, I'm inclined to think. Also, the lighting was. Mwah.
I do like the use of shadow and like the partial light.
And when they
times when
used
Julia
a
came
lot
into
of
the
light,
room. Say it again.
when they used a lot of light, like it was pertinent to the story.
Yeah. I liked where I saw a lot of light was when there's almost safe spaces.
Mm-hmm.
For example, her walking down the street, going to work, in the workplace, when they were having the dinner, daytime, daylight, big bright lights, very safe. When the danger was around, there's like mostly shadows and partial lights. Even when Kirsty and Steve were walking down the street, when they were safe, big bright light of like the subway or wherever they were along that wall. And then once the creepy homeless guy who was absolutely pointless showed up, it was like creeping out of a shadow, and you could see it from that way. So shadowy when it needed to be, bright when it needed to be, and you can tell there was like a difference between the two.
I'm gonna give it a star.
Likewise, I will too.
Okay. On that note, I say we give theme a star for that.
Andy saved a star for the movie.
Yeah. This number, like, I feel like they saved the star for the movie. Yeah.
Indeed.
The film was made for just under 1 million in and around London.
And it's like it's still a horror classic.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
So we're at 3 stars. The last one is characterization. Oh my god, come on.
With or without a banner, it's characterization. There it is.
Characterization.
And
within characterization, we got casting, evolution, or consistency, and POV. So it starts off being about Julia.
Yeah.
And then it flips to Kirsty.
Yeah, but I feel like we're establishing Julia as a character and then as the villain. It starts when she rips the picture up, which now I feel like I want to watch again, because there was a way for her to say he was like, Frank's been here. She's like, Frank's here? And she seems shocked or surprised, but now she's maybe seeming like excited, hoping to see Frank there. And then when she goes through the photos and rips the girl out of the one picture, you're just sitting back like, what is this about? And shout out to just the slight hair difference for the flashback. Just a slight hair difference. So you can realize that this is not current time. It looks like this is how her hair was before. And therefore, you're like, cool, this must be a flashback. Also, Kirsty had just showed up, and we see it was bright and sunny outside. And then when Frank shows up in the flashback, which you don't immediately know is a flashback, Frank shows up and it's storming outside. But her hair is different. So you're like, all right, something's weird here. Must be a flashback. I appreciated that. But yeah, Julia's established as a character and then like the villain. She was already kind of a bitch. But then she becomes like the actual villain.
Yeah.
And then Kirsty is established like, oh, well, his daughter's here. Okay. But she's established there to become essentially the final girl.
Yes. Essentially so.
And shout out to Steve for surviving also. Because sometimes when guys...
Dave?
Steve.
I thought it was Dave.
It's Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. I got him in my notes as Steve. The caption said Steve. So
I read it by the captions too, but
yeah. Well, Kirsty's boyfriend survived also. Because, Randy never gets credit. Sydney gets all the credit for being the final girl in Scream. Randy never gets any credit. He survived that movie too. So did Dewey.
Yep.
So did Gail, but do we really count Gail? Gail is the Scream movie anti-hero. That's a different conversation for a different day. But yeah, Kirsty versus Julia. It's fine.
The characterization, I thought the casting was fine.
It was fine. Nothing grand, nothing great. Frank looks like the bad guy, so I'm cool with that. I think that was a good call. Larry seems like he looks like what an 80s pushover husband would look like. He looks like the 80s dad that goes, come on, guys. He's that guy. He's that dad.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what we see when we see the portrayal of Larry compared to Frank, and we see what Julie sees. we see Julie picking the safe, comfortable Larry, as opposed to sticking out and her desire to want to be with the bad boy Frank
or something.
Because how shitty of a brother is that? It's like, hey, you let me in? You got a towel for me? I saw you at the wedding. What the fuck? Like, what's going on here, man? Fucking Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Which one gets Julia in trouble? She's fucking Frank. That's the problem.
That is the problem. Okay, so POV kind of shifts. The growth of the characters, the evolution of the characters, I thought was profound.
It worked.
They weren't?
It worked. It worked. It was successful.
So a star for characterization?
I have no good reason to not give it a star, minus the absolute bullshit of the homeless character.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that he served a good purpose. I'm not convinced.
I think that's fair.
But I don't dislike him enough to punch the whole movie for it. If we had less characters overall, maybe. But I feel like he was creep.
He could have been written out and you wouldn't have lost any of the story.
You lost literally nothing. He didn't pose a threat to nobody. He just looked menacing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you can tell most of this story without Cenobites. You can tell all of this story without the homeless guy.
Yeah.
You need Steve. You need Larry. You need Frank. You need Julia. You need Kirsty. All those characters you need. Nurse and doctor makes perfect sense to have in the movie. The random strangers make perfect sense to have in this movie in the scene they were in. Coworker, angry customer, makes perfect sense for the scenes that they were in. Every character makes sense for the homeless guy. Absolutely pointless. The homeless guy's only purpose was to give Kirsty an excuse to walk away from the angry lady with the birds.
Mm-hmm.
And he still wasn't ultimately doing anything except for stealing crickets.
Mm-hmm.
But how much were crickets in 1987? Like a nickel a piece?
Like 100, yeah, something like that. It was like 100 for $1 or something.
Yeah, like 10 for a wooden nickel. Like that's
mm-hmm.
that's how much they were. He's like, I just need my protein.
Okay, so we also, I tried to watch Occult.
I did not succeed in seeing Occult.
Okay, so UFOs and ghosts.
Okay.
And a guy who's down on his luck, but gets a new job, and that's where I stopped. So, it's a mockumentary.
Yeah, it's a play off of another movie that he did, the director did.
Cult, I think it is.
No, Naroki or something like that.
Same movie, yeah.
Okay, so that movie, there's a stabbing on a bridge. And in Occult, I looked up a little bit of what it was about. And then in Occult, you're seeing the same incident from a documentarian off to the side.
Yeah.
So you're seeing the same incident happen through the eyes of a documentarian as opposed to the original movie where you saw it happening through the eyes of the character.
Indeed.
But no, I haven't seen it. So maybe
another time.
Maybe later on, we'll just throw an episode out there and be like, hey, we reviewed Occult. Just maybe a random. You know what? We'll plan that. We'll plan a random occurrence where we review Occult, and we're not going to tell you when it's happening. So if you want to know when it happens, you're going to have to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then hit the notification bell to be notified when any of our shows go live. Then you'll be absolutely sure to be notified whenever we go live to review Occult. It's Occult from 2009. I don't remember who the director was, but apparently you can watch it. Exactly. But it's available on YouTube. It's like an hour 50, hour 49 and some change. So watch it, and if you guys enjoy the movie, you can pester us to do a review for it.
Indeed.
Otherwise, we've got a 4-star movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, 4-star movie that was good.
Just good.
Just good. Is it great? Is it classic? I can see why I can see where it stands out. It would definitely have been a unique movie for its time. Well, let me change that. The Cenobites would be unique creatures for their time. However, the story is, again, the actual plot of this movie is a woman finds her lover being slowly reincarnated, and he needs her to kill people in order to bring him back to life.
Yep.
All behind her husband's back until her plan is thwarted by her daughter-in-law. Oh, yeah, and there's a puzzle box.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was our review of Hellraiser 1987. Yeah. That's the first one. Mm-hmm. And if you want to watch it, it is on Tubi because of course it is.
Because of course it is.
Occult is, I gotta put it in the description maybe, but
it is a little bit hard to find. You kind of have to put in Occult 2009. If you put in Occult to YouTube, you're gonna get a lot of videos. But if you look up Occult 2009, you'll likely find the movie in question.
Copyright,
right?
Pending.
Yeah, better be in my name, Tubi. Fucking Tubi. I was so trademarked because of course it is. If I could. I just might.
Okay.
So if anybody knows any lawyers out there,
so
ask questions for me.
Tomorrow is a special event in that we pre-recorded an episode, did not edit it.
Nope.
It is going up at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
And
with a wonderful author of L. Marie Wood.
L. Marie Wood, Stoker winner, and a bunch of other stuff. She is an
awesome person.
Overall awesome person, yes.
Don't you always?
Oh.
Shout out to Amanda, who finds herself in the comment section of like every single podcast I do. If I ever pose any kind of question, the answer is right there, delivered by the default researcher of all my shows. She is an overall sweetheart and badass.
Well, we'll catch you tomorrow and next week. Which Thursday next week we're reviewing
Angel Heart.
L. Marie uh, recommendation.
I said it.
And yes, you did.
I said it. It was
Mm-hmm.
pre-recorded. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. But it's on YouTube, Angel Heart. So
So go
that's
find it.
another one. Stay safe, hydrated, and away from funky puzzle boxes, unless that's your thing. No king shame.
It's fair. I mean, that's the outro right there. We
Yep,
should get Andy on the show.
we should. Andy.
Man, if Andy wants to do, like, I don't know if he wants to be interviewed, but if he wants to join us in a movie review someday,
Yeah, join us in a movie
we
review.
should start doing that. We should just start opening up movie reviews. Why not? You know what?
Why?
I'm gonna pick a movie. I don't know when. Maybe that's how we close the season. We'll find some of our favorite guests that come through the comment section, and we'll get a few of them together, and we'll just pick a movie and review it together. Get the people involved into the show.
That sounds fun.
We'll talk about it. I'm gonna do this right until we close out.
Okay.